Morning guys, welcome back to Alan's Allotment again. Thanks for popping along. It's Saturday the 5th of February 2022. So we came back up the allotment about 8 o'clock this morning, but unfortunately it's really dark, drab and miserable. Typical of the weekends, isn't it? All the way through the week it's been relatively fine and even some bright sunny spells, and then the weekend comes along and of course it's pouring down, gale force winds, you name it. Right, so I'm here in the shed having a cup of coffee. We had to wait until it got a bit light. As I say, I was up here about 8 o'clock, but it's very, very slow to get light today. Once it was light enough, we fed and watered all the pigeons, done the chickens, had a quick look in the growing area, make sure all the plastic bags are still on the beds. Thankfully they are. Quick look in the treehouse, check in there. Checked on the garlic, everything's grown really well over there, garlic wise. Pleased with that, and then we just walked away from the garden for now. Everything's doing what it's supposed to be at the moment. And we came back over here. I had a quick look in this shed that I was working on last weekend and debating whether to leave the left hand side of the shed still has two partitions and have one just as a seating area with some shelving in, and the other one completely shelved out for more storage. By leaving the partition wall in, you can get shelving down this wall, shelving across the back and shelving on this on both sides. So for what it is, I'm thinking we maybe leave that one partition in there. I don't know yet, I'm still undecided. Maybe take the door off but leave the partition section, just because it'll give me either side to put shelving on. So I can put clad shelving on either side of that bit of a partition, which only runs halfway through the width of the loft. Just so that people know, the floor grills that I had in the lofts, they're actually $8.99 to buy each. And I've decided I'll let mine go for £4 each. Now that's still a lot of money if you need quite a number, but then I spent quite a lot of money on them, so they're less than half price. So yeah, it is what it is. They're extremely strong, rugged, will last many, many, many years and make people's life easier if they keep them pigeons, because you can put the false floor in and it's less cleaning out, etc. So that's the price of them. I'm afraid I won't be selling for any less. I keep them before I would sell them for any less than that, I'm afraid. And I'll find a use for them for something. Even if I cut the legs off and use it as mesh grills on windows, we'll find a use for them. I'm actually sitting here now. I've got my little trusty gas fire on at the moment because I'm absolutely pickled. It's really, really cold today. My intentions are to just have this cup of coffee, and then I'm probably going to go in the other empty loft, the only one that's left to clean out basically, that's empty, and pull the nest boxes out of that one as well, so they're ready to go if someone buys them. If they don't, then they're at least pulled out and easy to break up and use the wood off them. They'll just be easier access, so I might as well get that shed ready, and then we'll put those other nest boxes, if I can manage or find someone to give me a lift, to move them from the big 24-foot loft into that 8-foot loft once I've got it all gutted and cleaned out. We'll see how that goes. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I just want to say the last time I put a video up, I think I said we had 740 subscribers. It's now up to 780. Picked up about 40 subscribers in a fortnight or something like that. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much for your subscriptions. I really, really do appreciate that. And if it is your first time here, please think about hitting the subscribe button, then the little bell icon, and select all. And that'll alert you every time I put up a new video, and you can follow me along. It doesn't cost anything, by the way. It's totally free, and it takes 2 seconds. Thank you all once again for all your likes, comments, dislikes, and your subscriptions. I really do appreciate it. Maybe we will get to the 1,000 before the end of the year. Thanks, guys. Right, guys, we started ripping this shed apart. We've pulled the partition out, which was basically a little alleyway we walked into so the birds couldn't escape from the door, so we could shut the other partition door over when we were feeding them. So that's the framing taken out. Although, as I said, there was no nails. We screw everything together, so when we want to do things like this, we can, very simply. And that's where the partition was, so we had a bit of an alleyway that we could walk up and down here, and the birds were behind that partition, which is completely gone now. And obviously there's more floor grills and a couple of offcuts. Just took off the board down here that was sealing these two together. Plenty of spiders in the back of there, but you can see this is a really good sized shed as well. This is when they used to make sheds properly with 2x2 timbers and tongue and grooved. This is a fantastic shed, this. And then I put 3/4 ply down on the floor because the floor was shot on this when I got it given. I just put a framework in, and then we put 3/4 inch ply, marine ply again, which was all salvaged, on here for the floor, and erected the loft. And it's also got a tin roof. It's absolutely bone dry, this loft, as you can see. Look at all the cobwebs. We might even have this one as a bed cabin yet, we don't know. So we just got to get these cleaned out now, get the floor cleaned up, sweep the walls down and everything, get these pulled out. I think these ones, oh yeah, this is a block of three and a 1 again. They're just a bit weighty when they're in blocks of 3. It would have been better in blocks of 4. Sorry, blocks of 2 sets, which sometimes they are, but these ones in particular aren't. So get on, get this lot sorted out, get it cleaned out, and catch you later. Right guys, that was a bit of a struggle, but as you can see, I've now got the boxes down, all cleaned out, all the floor done, all the roof swept down. Still got bits of the wall to sweep down, and this is going to get painted out as well, guys. I've had another thought. I think what I'm going to do, for how much I'd get for these, the wood is worth more than what I'll get for the nest boxes. So I'm actually going to knock them apart and use these big thick boards for shelves. So yeah, rather than get rid of these, then have to go and buy wood to put shelves in, it just doesn't make sense. I'm just going to take all the fronts off, and I'm going to knock these ones apart. So you can see we've got how big this shed really is. It's actually 8 foot by 6 foot. It's the old style pent shed, pent roof. But as you can see, it was made out of 2x2 timbers, really good quality, and tongue and groove boards. We're going to take down the every off the fronts of these as well. That'll give me all these tannalised 2x2 timbers back again for reuse. You'll have to follow me along if you see what's going to happen with all of this, guys. Yeah, I think I'm just going to break these ones up. Well, we'll start with the 2 and see how they come apart first, and see if they're going to come apart relatively easy or not. So I'm going for a cup of coffee, and I'll catch you in the shed. Right guys, anybody who's been watching my videos for a while now will know that what I say isn't always what I do. I do change my mind quite a lot as things progress and go along. But about 3 or 4 days ago, when I was toying with the ideas of what I'm going to do with the big shed and one thing or another, it suddenly dawned on me that I'm hanging on to the pigeons when I really should be letting them go. So I've made the decision again that I'm going to sell all of the birds, the whole lot. They're all going back up on the website over the next week or 2. I'll get them photographed back up again. Depending on whether Tony lands up tomorrow to give me a hand or not, I don't know, I'll maybe get it done tomorrow. But all of the birds, all the frill stencils, everything I was keeping, are all going to be going now. So they'll be going up on the website and going once and for all. I know I've said it before, no turning back, but this time I mean it. At least for now. No, I do, I mean it. I've decided they're eating into too much of my time, and I want to concentrate on the garden and growing more this year. And doing the sheds out basically. it'll free up another 3 sheds as well. So gives me plenty of storage space to find stuff from one thing and another. So yeah, that's what I've decided on doing. Right guys, that makes a bit more room in here. We've condensed the nest boxes down to these lengths here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 5-foot lengths at 15 inches wide. There's 60 quid's worth of wood right alone. We've got salvaged this big sheet of hardboard, which is 5 foot by 3.5, 4 foot or something. Yeah, 4 foot by, no, it's 3 foot by 5 foot. We've got another 3 lengths at about 3 foot, a couple of 2 foot lengths with bad ends we can trim up, and then we've got some little 1 foot squares as well. But as you can see, loads of room in here, and all condensed down into that little space. So I've decided I'm going to break up the other ones as well, because they're worth more in wood than they are to sell them, and I can use all these for benches. Even the short lengths can be cut straight and then joined together to make one long length. So that's just another bit of an update, guys. Right guys, and just like that, that's the other set all knocked apart as well. Except this time we took this one apart properly, and we where they were actually jointed, we actually knocked them apart instead of smashing them and snapping them. We didn't realise with the first set that's how they were done. So this time I took my time and took those apart. So we've got lots of shelving in for in here now, and we've managed to salvage another big 4 foot by 3 foot piece of hardboard as well. Now obviously this still got nails in, and I don't know if you noticed with the other ones, but what I've done was I just took the grinder and cut the nails off, because if you try to knock these out of the hardboard you just damage the hardboard even more. And there is some big nails sticking out of some of these boards, not them all but just some of them. So we just simply take the grinder and grind them off, and that makes them all good and ready for use again. So that's saved me quite a few quid, lightened this shed up again, and more importantly we're almost there. All we need to do on this side is, if we decide we could take the partition out, which I probably will now because I'm going to use the other shed, and take this apart to salvage this 3/4 inch marine ply as well, which can be put side by side with 2 lumps of 2x2 to make more benches, and that'll just leave this completely gutted then, ready for painting when it's swept out. So onwards and upwards, another really productive day, guys. We've I think I've got a lot done anyways. We've got another complete shed done and all the boxes dismantled, and we've come back and got all these dismantled, which were basically in my way. They were too heavy to lug around, but individually in boards like this I can manage them, no problem whatsoever. More importantly, I don't need to struggle killing myself trying to hump them about or move them from one shed to another. Right guys, I'm in the shed, I'm having my final cup of coffee. It's now 4:30 and it's almost dark. Having this cup of coffee, going home for a well-earned rest and some food. I'm absolutely shattered. I will do these things to myself. Right, depending on how I feel tomorrow, I may or may not be back up. Well, I'll be up to feed the birds, but I may or may not do anything. We'll wait and see how I feel, guys. As always, hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thanks for all your likes, comments and subscriptions. It really is appreciated, guys. And for now, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe and be practical. Keep yourselves out of harm's way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.